Now, Didi, the question of Arsene Wenger's future, I think you have to respect what he achieved in the past. But my take on it is that the Arsenal model, the financial model, is devised and overseen by Stan Kroenke, who's an American. He's the majority shareholder. And for the last 20 years, you qualify for the Champions League, you build a new stadium, make the transition from Highbury, you've got money in the bank, it's a profitable business. They're not going to get involved in inflated transfer fees or inflated wages. But as a result, right now, I think they're not a force in the game at all. They've no chance of qualifying through the top four for Europe, and have very little chance in the Europa League, because Atletico Madrid, for one, won't be stepping aside to let Arsenal in.
AC Milan, I think they're playing.
Yeah, but Atletico, as I say, are in there. Yeah, they're in the Europa League, and they're going to win it. TD, I can tell you. So
whether they win it or not, I don't know. But I think Arsenal is further away than they've ever been, and I would dispute what he just said. They're not getting involved in inflated prices. They bought players. They bought Xhaka for about 40 million. I think they paid 60 for Aubameyang.
Yeah,
it's not that they're not spending money, and I'm not sure whether there's too many players on more money than Özil is now. Yeah, so I know the contract was up in a year's time, so I would dispute. So the players they've got, they're not playing for pennies. They're well-paid players. But if you look where they are now, and if you go back 15 years, when they had a fantastic team with Bergkamp and Ori and Overmars and Petit and Vieira, they didn't achieve the Champions League then. They didn't even go to a final. They went to the final, I think, in 2006 when Lehmann got sent off. Now, if you can't get to a final with the team they had then, if you look at the team now compared to all the others, I think they're further away than they've ever been. And the model, whether it's failed, I'm not sure. But the bottom line is they are a healthy and financially wealthy club.
Yes.
But in sporting terms, they're as far away as they could be. They've got nothing to do with the Champions League. I think that kept him in the job in recent years. And yes, you alluded to it, the achievements he's had in the game in England. But I think for the best of him, if he wants to go out with any dignity, I think you've got to bring it to an end rather sooner than later, because at the moment they are treading water, or they're going backwards for a number of years now. And in a way, it's a sorry sight to see, because I don't want to see this man suffer, because he's had so many great achievements. He brought some of the best players into the Premier League.
Yes.
He changed the face in a way. I think it's coming to an end, and I think for the sake and for the best of Arsenal, I think it has to come to an end.
Yeah, John, Didi's assessment there is very fair, and it's very true also that it's ending sadly for Wenger.
It is, Eamon, and I think he's in a worse position now than he was last summer.
Yeah.
Because we read in the paper fairly recently, that there's 3 people now coming in who are, I believe, are in charge of certainly the buying and selling.
Recruitment, yeah.
The recruitment, head of recruitment, not a director of football, head of recruitment, which means he's not. I don't think he was responsible for Aubameyang, for example, coming into the team.
Yeah.
Maybe Mkhitaryan coming into the team. I think that's been taken away from him.
Right.
Eamon. And I'm surprised that he's actually stayed under those conditions, because he said last year, if they bring in the director of football, I'm gone. Now, they haven't brought in a director of football by name, but head of recruitment is the same thing. So he's definitely not in charge of that. And I think it's sad to see. He did make a statement last year to say that I don't mind, I've got to take responsibility for the people and get the stick for the people that I bring in, but I don't want to be taking stick for people that I haven't brought in.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening at the moment. And I think they're in a really dreadful position, and I think he'll definitely go at the end of the season. Whether he wants to or not now, I think he'll go.
Okay.